The Ballad of Irving. Irving. Big fat Irving. Big sport Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West.
Through all that stuff, through more underwater corridors, until you get to this. That's one of those teleport portal thingies, and it's the only place to go. So, that was... I have no idea what to call that. We went from one side of that door to the other side by way of another planet? Once you get out from underwater, you're pretty much all over the place. It's been a while since we found a radio and got some direction. So, like with the first game, just keep going until something happens. Through some more weird areas, and you find yourself in this elevator. The elevator door is open, but I can't move. I'm using all my keys, doing everything right, and I just can't move. There's only one way out of this. That was the first time this happened on the capturing desktop machine. When I was playing on my laptop, it happened in every elevator I encountered. Tried to get out and the movement was frozen. I have no idea why, and I don't want to find out. Now, if it happens to you, there's a way to get around this bug, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Here you go. Yep, jump up and down like an idiot the whole time and you can get out of the elevator. Weird. Anyway, the only reason I could see for coming down here was to get some goodies, including this. Just what I need. One more weird weapon that I don't know what to do with. Actually, these things can be pretty useful if you toss a bunch of them into a room full of enemies. It's one more thing in your arsenal, so you may as well. Back up the elevator, and you find yourself here. You have to get down there somehow. This is gonna get weird. Wait a minute. Maybe there's another way. I wonder. So, maybe the goodies weren't the only reason to come down here. Is this the way to go? I'm not sure, but it beats falling to my death every 15 seconds. Let's see where it goes. Look at all the sonic doggies. At least that's what I call them. They look and move like dogs, and they hurt you with some kind of sonic wave. So they're sonic doggies. So there. This is a good time to use these things. I knew they had to be good for something. So you make your way down, go through a door at the bottom, and find this.
Ah, yes, Walter. We were finally able to successfully detach one of the barnacle creatures from its point of gestation. As before, we were still only able to coerce the creature into latching onto organic materials. Unfortunately, the administrator has called me down to the anomalous materials lab this morning for an important experiment, so I don't have any time to further my analysis. Take specimen number 1176 and log anything else you can find.
Barnacle? Those things that sound like panting dogs when they grab me? I'm supposed to do something with one of them? Sure. What the heck am I gonna do with this yucky mess? Okay, that is cool! It also looks familiar. I don't know who ripped off who, but the good part about that is it's not my problem. And using that barnacle makes me want to do this. Moving on. You work your way through this area with your barnacle and your electric bug weapon and all that, and finally you get to another radio.
X-ray Zulu, are you there? We need backup in the waste sector. Some sort of water creature. Tower and Eddie are down and I lost contact with the rest of the squad. We need backup now! Now, damn it, now!
So you're saying you need what? I didn't quite catch that.
X-ray Zulu, are you there? We need backup in the waste sector. Some sort of water creature. Tower and Eddie are down and I lost contact with the rest of the squad. We need backup now! Now, damn it, now!
Okay, it's starting to come to me. I see you need ice cream! No, wait, that's me. I see backup! You need backup! Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Wait a minute. They're in the sewer plant and they're asking for backup. If you're in the sewer, why do you want me to make it back up?
All I can say is spew!
Oh, that's what he's talking about. So you have to avoid this thing while you turn on a pump, open a steam vent, and then open a valve, and it all culminates in flushing the sewage system right into this worm's lair, thus. Hold on, I just pumped a bunch of sewage into that room to get rid of that thing. So the guy on the radio wasn't kidding. They really did need backup. Once that thing is out of the way, you can extend a bridge across the area and move on. From there, you get to barnacle your way up a couple of levels. All that takes you to the surface again, where there's more ninjas waiting for you. Take them out, move on, and you meet these guys.
Hey man, good to see you. Wow, I can't believe you made it past those masked freaks. Those snipers have pinned us down here pretty good. We tried making a break for it, but they know we're here. They're just waiting for their shots, and those bastards are patient.
Okay, so I'll try to finagle it so they do most of the work. There's at least one through this door.
Need suppressing fire! Get some!
Hey, what the? He's shooting me! Not cool, dude! You know what happens when you do that? So there. Further on through here, and you finally get that sniper rifle you practiced with back in the tutorial. Oh yeah, this'll come in handy. Nice. On into the building, and there's ninjas and monsters fighting each other. Sit back and see who wins. Past that, and you head back down into the sewers to deal with my least favorite part of this game. There's at least 6 of those damn things down here, and trying to deal with them using your night vision will take about 30 tries. On one of those 30 tries, I actually took them all out, but then decided to go back upstairs and get some health packs that I knew were lying around. Yes, all the monsters were gone. So what got me there? A wall mine that I put there. I ran into my own trip bomb that I planted to try and lure one of the monsters into it. And I forgot to save after I took out the last monster. Well, why do it right when you can do it again? When you finally get past that, you get into a room with these things. Apparently, they're quick enough to dodge a stream of bullets. They're coming out of that door down the way there. And the problem is that no matter how many you take out, they keep coming. How the heck do I stop them? So this is one of those things where the enemies just keep coming until you close off the source. I really hate those, but it gets worse. Yep, there's the second one. This sucks. This is not fun. And figuring out how to get to that stupid lever while avoiding those things is just annoying. Worse yet, it takes all your health, so when you go in here, you're in trouble. There is a handy way to deal with these things. You use this gun. This thing shoots what look like those portals that take you here and there, and one shot from it will wipe that monster out. But since it holds a 100-point charge, and each shot uses 20 points, That means you have 5 shots before you have to find more ammo. Use them wisely. Oh, great, they're having babies. Get me out of these freaking tunnels!
It's Shepard! Hey, stand back and I'll cut it! We're gonna need your help! Sir!
Thank you! We have a medic who's going to come in very handy, an engineer, and a soldier. They all have guns, so we can use all of them to fight the monsters. Did I mention I really like that? I can have these guys run interference and fight a lot of the monsters, which saves my ammo and my health and makes the game more interesting. This feature is a keeper. At least I hope so. With this operation, you never know. Eventually, you get to a dam where you see this thing. If this place looks familiar, you fiddled around a lot on this dam in the first game. Now it's blocked by that thing. There's soldiers on the other side, though they're pretty useless. They have this monstrosity tied down and they're shooting their little assault rifles at it non-stop. You can see how effective that is. Want to know how stupid they really are?
Sniper school sure paid off today.
Okay, explain to me why they couldn't push the handle and blow up the big mean monster. All they could do was stand there and tickle it with their bullets. It's a good thing their knight in shining armor came along to save them from the horrible beast. Aw, shucks. So you hop into a pipe inside the hole you just blew, and it's time to ride the poop chute again. When you come out, you find these guys. Unlike the guys on the dam, they're useful.
Let's go!
Thanks for the diversion, fellas. We worked pretty well together. Naturally, nothing lasts very long in this game, so more Black Ops guys come along and take them out. Still, you have a job to do. I'm not sure what it is, but there must be one. So we keep moving and come out here. This is a little complex because you get into a place and find a radio and somebody tells you they're trapped across the field, but they'll open the door for you. That mortar is a nasty piece of machinery. When you get inside, you find you were too late. The soldiers are dead and the radio is destroyed. Fight your way up to the mortar and you can do this. That opens the way to the next area as soon as you take care of a few monsters. Just another day at the office for Corporal Adrian Shepard. Through that building, take out more monsters, and you have to deal with a helicopter. Doggone! One shot! Am I proud of that? Yep. But there's another monster in the next building. You know because you can hear him talking. Murdoch murdered it? Murdered what? Would he do a thing like that? I think not. No. Okay, he'd murder something. But how did he get in this game? Now I'm all confused. So you kill the monster however you can, then head up on the roof to get to the next area. There's only one monster in this next area, which is good because it's puzzle time. See that crackling wire? It's just possible it's getting your attention for a reason. You have to wander around, jump on some stuff, and turn off the juice to it. Then you do this. That takes you across the roof and inside, where you fight more monsters and ninjas. That sounds like a good name for a band. Take an elevator down and end up here. You gotta love the super quick footsteps so you have some idea where they're going or if they're coming at you. These guys are lousy ninjas. Pass them and you have to do this. Besides having to deal with all the Murdoch murdered it critters and stuff, you're trying to time your jumps from one swinging box to another. And it's a booger trying to time it. Like this. I'm stuck. I'm jammed between the boxes. They're not moving anymore, and I can't do a thing. I had to go back to my last save and start again. And don't forget that the monsters are exactly the same color as the floor, so you can't see them until they start shooting at you, at which time it's too late for you, so forget it. Isn't this fun? It didn't help matters that just like in the first game, my jump command worked when it bloomin' well felt like it. Now, I've discovered that that problem, at least, isn't all programming. When I'm doing these captures, I use a wireless keyboard so I can sit across the room in my favorite chair and play the game on my TV. This is it right here. I also use it to operate my teleprompter when I'm shooting these reviews. Well, it turns out this thing has a certain amount of lag time. Not much, but just enough to screw up the jumping in these games. I know that because I didn't have any of these problems when I played this on my laptop. So I guess that means I can't put all the blame for these problems on the game. Well, that's just annoying. I'm gonna pout now. Okay, I'm done. It turns out there's a ledge over there that you can use to get down without killing yourself. Once you do that and find your way out of the room, you meet this guy.
I guess you're a good guy, Corporal. Listen, you've got to get down below. There's something coming through, and it's the nastiest looking thing yet. Some of your buddies went down there a while ago, and I haven't seen them since. I've got some weapons I've piled up in here. You better take as much as you can carry, 'cause I think this is it.
So you're saying this is it?
This is it. Please let me know.
Look at all that ammo and stuff. Well, I guess he's right. This is it. This is what? He said there's some kind of creature coming through. And Shepard cares because, last I heard, the task was to get out of this place and get to safety so the authorities can nuke it. That should take care of anything that's coming through. coming through what? Never mind. Anyway, if they nuke the place, that should stop the monsters and stuff, right? So why do I need to do anything besides hightail it out of there and head for a beach in Bermuda? He says Shepard needs to get down below because of this thing. Excuse me, but... Exactly. This is getting silly. Shepard was the only one who could push that plunger and get rid of the big blue thing. Shepard's apparently the only one who can deal with any of this stuff. I can see this sort of thing in some games like Halo, where Master Chief is a special breed of soldier, or BioShock, where the main character has all these extra abilities. But Shepard's a grunt. That's it. He's one of the kabillion soldiers who were sent in to clean up the mess at Black Mesa. There's nothing special about him beyond the other soldiers, or even that security guard. So why is he supposed to take on the monster? Answer, because the game says so. We need a final boss, so it doesn't matter what excuse we come up with to explain why you're fighting it. Get your butt downstairs and take care of it, Dodo. You'll notice there's a healing pool up here. Remember where it is because you'll need it. First things first, go into the room with the big pink blob. Or is it purple? It depends on your screen, really. And it doesn't matter because you're just watching it to see this. That's your final boss. A big worm that spits acid and flails around like it's having a seizure. See that laser gun I'm standing at as I watch? And notice the great big glowing eye that's right in the path of the laser? That's a shoot me here spot. So, shoot it. Got it. Now what? Well, there's another laser cannon on the other side of the room over there. Get to it and shoot out his other eye. Now, notice that his navel opened up. Use whatever weapon you have and shoot into that until he does this. Now, run like a maniac because his eyes are going to regenerate and he's going to ejaculate out one of those electric monsters. So be ready to shoot it. Go use the healing pool as needed. The second time you shoot out his first eye, he'll thrash around and destroy the walkway over to the second gun. So you have to use your barnacle. You shoot his eyes and his belly button 3 times and you win. With the naval, you want to use your most powerful guns if you can, because the laser can't reach it, and your submachine gun is as useful on this thing as it is on anything else. However, the sniper rifle does a very nice job. And that was my last round with this thing, so I win. Oh, goody. This clown again. He gives you a little speech about Black Mesa and what they've decided to do with you. He says they're going to put you someplace where you can't do any harm and no harm can come to you. So, where's that? That's it? These guys really don't know how to end a game. They're as good at endings as Dan Brown, which is to say, they suck! Like the main game, the ending just falls flat. You don't see any resolution, there's no cliffhanger, it just sort of trickles out to nothing.
Like having sex. It's a painstaking, arduous task that seems to go on and on forever, and just when you think things are going your way, nothing happens.
Still, I have to admit I enjoyed this one. It beats the crap out of the first game. And I know I'm belaboring this, but the biggest reason why this one is fun and the main game isn't is the lack of padding. Most everything you do in this add-on has a purpose leading toward the final confrontation. That's not the case with Half-Life. There, you do all kinds of useless crap so the developers can justify charging a full game price for that mess. They should have cut the main one in half and included this add-on in the original package. 2 games for the price of 1. That might have worked, but I'll take what I can get, and this one really is fun. It's challenging but fair for the most part. If you're on a decent machine, the controls are a little clunky but workable. The tasks are diverse enough to hold your interest, just don't think about the ending. When the credits start rolling, reflect back on your favorite battle or puzzle and ignore the final stupidity. You'll have fewer ulcers that way. Next time, we'll look at the second add-on, Blue Shift. Until then, I'm Irving, and I have no life, just like you.
Well, finally, Irving got 3 slugs in the belly. It was right outside the Frontier Deli. He was sitting there twirling his gun around, and Butterfingers Irving gunned himself down. Irving. Big fat Irving. Big dum-dum Irving. Big dum-dum dead Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West.